The agricultural sector warned late last year that there was likely to be a maize crop shortfall. This due to the regional drought caused by the El Nino effect. Grain SA today cautioned that the grain sector will be lucky to produce 5 million tonnes of maize this year, which would mean a shortfall of the same amount, which would need to be imported. With the grain denominated in US dollars and a weak rand, it will mean the importation of inflation.
From September onwards, that's when the question starts, where are the maize going to come from, and then we'll have to depend on imports. Now, imports, unfortunately, is dependent on the international price. Now, luckily for South Africa, that international price is coming down and fairly stable at fairly low rates if you compare it to about 2 years ago. So we're basically half the price in terms of the commodity price where we were 2 years ago. So that's in one instance a favour. But of course, the other one that's creating the havoc currently is basically the exchange rate. So the exchange rate is actually driving up the price.
Supply of yellow maize, which tends to go into animal feed, is said to be plentiful, but white maize, which humans consume, is less available.
White maize, we can't import that easily. We've got to import it either from our neighbours that's producing it, which is also in a drought situation, which hasn't got anything to export, or we've got to import it basically from Mexico, where they produce it for tortillas and that type of scenarios. So what we see is there might be a problem, and that's why white maize is actually trading at a premium of almost 1,000 rands a tonne above yellow maize.
Janowski says higher food price inflation is inevitable given the shortages in maize and the expected costly importation of the crop. Given that low-income households spend a higher proportion of their income on staple food, it's expected that they'll be the hardest hit in the pocket. Nompamela Losiziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.